Tasha K, known for her bold commentary and unapologetic willingness to air explosive claims, once again placed herself at the center of controversy when she turned her attention toward Teyana Taylor. This time, however, the implications were heavier, sharper, and unmistakably personal. Almost immediately, it became clear that this was not ordinary celebrity gossip. The claims were not centered on Teyana's music, her public image, or even her professional choices. Instead, they touched something deeply private, something that reached into her personal life and emotional well-being in a way that left fans uneasy and unsettled. The moment the allegations surfaced on social media, they spread with astonishing speed. What began as commentary quickly ignited into a digital firestorm. Screenshots circulated, clips were shared, and hashtags began trending within hours. Conversations erupted across platforms, pulling in fans, critics, commentators, and casual observers alike. At the center of it all was Teyana Taylor, her reputation, her privacy, and a legal battle that soon became impossible to ignore. For those who have followed Teyana's career closely, the intense reaction was not surprising. She has long been regarded as a figure of strength, discipline, and resilience, someone who carefully curates her public narrative while fiercely protecting her private life. Unlike celebrities who engage publicly with every rumor or criticism, Teyana has cultivated a reputation for restraint. She rarely responds impulsively. Instead, she allows her art, her performances, and her carefully chosen public appearances to speak on her behalf. Fans have come to respect this approach. Many view it as a sign of maturity, emotional intelligence, and self-possession. Teyana's silence has often been interpreted as confidence rather than avoidance, a reflection of someone who understands the power of timing and control. Because of this, when a claim emerged that threatened to expose intimate aspects of her life, the shock was amplified. It wasn't just surprising, it was deeply unsettling. Teyana is not known for reacting lightly, and when she does respond, it is usually with intention and weight. The claims themselves were incendiary, not only because of their subject matter, but because of the tone in which they were delivered. They suggested insider knowledge of deeply personal matters. While some online users attempted to frame the discussion as speculation or entertainment, the implications were unmistakable. Tasha K presented the allegations with a level of certainty that made them feel less like rumor and more like assertion. That combination of confidence and specificity is what made the situation feel particularly damaging. Unlike typical entertainment rumors that burn brightly for a few days before fading, these claims struck at something far more delicate. They crossed into territory that many believe should remain off-limits, even for public figures. The moment the commentary went public, Teyana's fans responded with alarm. Many rushed to her defense, expressing outrage that such private matters were being discussed so openly. Others were conflicted, unsure how to reconcile freedom of commentary with respect for personal boundaries. Amid the chaos, one reality became increasingly clear. This situation was not going to disappear quietly. Consistent with her past behavior, Teyana initially remained silent. She did not post a rebuttal. She did not engage in interviews or online arguments. For some, this silence created uncertainty. A portion of the public interpreted it as vulnerability, while others saw it as quiet strength. But for Teyana, silence has never been passive. It is strategic. It is a deliberate choice meant to preserve control over a narrative that cannot yet be addressed publicly without consequence. It was within this context that her next step, legal action, became so significant. When someone known for measured responses decides to involve the courts, it signals that a line has been crossed. Legal action is not a casual response. It is a declaration that words alone are insufficient to address the harm done. It transforms online chatter into a matter of formal accountability, where evidence, credibility, and consequence matter. Pursuing legal measures is especially serious in the public eye. It requires documentation, careful strategy, and an acceptance that the process itself will become part of the public record. When news broke that Teyana had moved forward legally, the reaction was immediate and intense. Social media shifted overnight. What had once been fueled by speculation and debate was suddenly grounded in real-world consequences. Fans were stunned. The internet, which thrives on hypotheticals and viral moments, was forced to confront reality. This was no longer a theoretical dispute. Reputations, credibility, and potentially financial outcomes were now at stake. The narrative shifted dramatically, from entertainment to serious discourse. What had once generated clicks now carried weight. Supporters of Teyana expressed relief and validation. Many praised her decision to defend herself formally, arguing that legal action sends a necessary message about boundaries and accountability. In an era where social media allows private lives to be dissected in seconds, they saw her move as an act of self-protection rather than aggression. At the same time, critics emerged. Some framed the legal response as an attempt to silence a commentator or suppress freedom of speech. This division highlighted the core tension at the heart of the situation. The line between protecting oneself from harmful statements and preserving open discussion is thin, and public opinion is rarely forgiving or nuanced. Still, no one could deny that the stakes had changed. Legal action elevated the situation beyond a viral moment, transforming it into a complex, emotionally charged story with long-term implications. Understanding Tasha K's role in the escalation is essential. She is no stranger to controversy. Her reputation for unfiltered commentary and bold speculation has earned her both a loyal following and intense criticism. Supporters argue that she speaks truths others avoid, while critics accuse her of recklessness and disregard for harm. In this case, the explosive nature of the claims combined with her established style amplified their impact. The delivery mattered as much as the content. The certainty, the tone, and the broad reach of her platform ensured that the commentary would not remain contained. Audiences are conditioned to respond to confidence, and Tasha K delivered exactly that. The difference now is that the conversation has moved into a space of formal scrutiny. What was once dismissed as online controversy is now subject to legal examination. One of the most compelling aspects of this story is how silence became a form of power. By refusing to engage publicly, Teyana allowed the narrative to unfold without her emotional involvement. Her legal action served both as a shield and a signal. It communicated that she would not participate in harmful speculation, while also emphasizing the seriousness of the claims being made. In this context, silence was active. It gave her team time to gather evidence, assess strategy, and move carefully. In a culture driven by instant reactions, this deliberate pause commanded attention, and for many, respect. As media coverage intensified, the story expanded beyond the individuals involved. Commentators analyzed the legal implications, debated potential outcomes, and questioned whether the case could set a precedent for online commentary. Discussions broadened to include privacy, consent, and the ethics of digital influence. Audiences were drawn not only to the personalities, but to the cultural questions the situation raised. When does speculation become harm? How far can commentary go before it becomes legally actionable? Each perspective added layers of complexity, making the narrative increasingly compelling. As the legal process moved forward, the public watched closely. Every update, no matter how small, was dissected. Statements from Teyana's team were scrutinized. Silence or activity from Tasha K fueled further speculation. Fans and observers found themselves caught in a cycle of interpretation, anticipating outcomes and wondering how careers and reputations might be affected. What began as a momentary controversy had evolved into an unfolding narrative with real emotional stakes. At its core, this situation highlights the human side of celebrity life. Public figures are often treated as brands rather than people. Social media encourages audiences to comment on, judge, and even define lives from a distance. In Teyana's case, the claims challenged the control she had carefully maintained over her narrative for years. By taking legal action, she reclaimed authority over her story. She reminded the public that visibility does not erase personal boundaries, and that accountability matters, even in digital spaces driven by spectacle. The story also exposes the psychology of online culture. Dramatic claims spread faster than measured facts. Speculation generates engagement, but engagement carries consequences. Teyana's response forced audiences to confront the impact of their attention, shifting the conversation from entertainment to responsibility. Her calm, strategic approach stands in contrast to attention-driven provocation, creating tension that continues to fuel debate. Fans empathize with the emotional toll, while social media wrestles with questions of ethics and legality. Ultimately, this narrative underscores a crucial truth. Behind every viral moment is a real person facing real consequences. Though the story is far from over, it already represents a shift. Teyana Taylor's legal action reflects agency, resilience, and the importance of boundaries under relentless public scrutiny. It challenges assumptions about freedom of expression, accountability, and celebrity culture, illustrating the collision between private life and public spectacle. As audiences analyze every gesture, post, and statement, the moment underscores a universal truth. Protecting one's identity and dignity requires strategy, patience, and courage, even in the face of constant exposure.